Hi everybody and welcome to the Becoming podcast. We've got a special guest with us today, Ron, and I'll introduce you more in a moment. But to start with, hey, a big thank you to the Boutique Hotel Leonardo here in Port Towers for allowing us to use their facility. So thank you very much. Ron, hey, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me here today.
Yeah, no, very special, very special. Now, you're a part of a foundation that helps children. Can you tell me about the name and how it came about?
Yeah, I came to the island in 2012 and I had retired, but I didn't want to hang up my boots, if you understand what I mean.
Yep.
I wanted to get on with doing something. I wasn't going to sit on the beach and play around with golf and that's it. So I did some charity work on the island for the first couple of years, and then I decided that, working for other charity organisations, why don't I set something up and then lead it and make it work?
Right.
So my wife's name is Josephine. Mm-hmm. My name is Ronald. So I wanted to help children in need in the Balearics.
Right.
And there's another story, why did I do that? But we created the name Josephine Joe, Ronald Ron, Joe E Ron makes JOYRON.
Right.
To bring joy, comfort and support to the children in the Balearics.
Right.
So that's how it started, and that was in 2015, 2016.
Right.
I'm very pleased with the way it's gone. I set myself up as the founder and president of the foundation, and we have 4 other officers of the foundation.
Okay.
And we are the board.
Yes.
We're fully registered.
Right.
We have a NIF, etc.
Yes.
We're registered here in Palma. We can raise money anywhere in the world, but we can only spend it in the Balearics under our statute.
Okay. Okay.
And we help with any child that is in need.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I mean, you must have had the realization or found out firsthand that there was a need for this for children in the Balearics. I mean, most people would think the Balearics is quite a well-off, well-to-do sort of area, but obviously not.
No, it's not. I mean, yes, there are a number of very wealthy people on the island. Many of them, and I'm not saying them as wealthy as a negative statement, they help the foundation.
Right.
But if you look around and you delve a little bit and search here, search there, you will find there are lots of children on the island who are close to the line of poverty, or the families close to the line of poverty, and some of these children are in need of help.
Yes.
We help children that have got life-threatening illnesses. We will help children who are orphaned. There are children's homes on the island. There are, in fact, now, there more and more, but there are children's homes on the island, 38 of them there.
Wow.
And that covers around about 450 children.
Wow.
And we support every single one of them that we can.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's hugely surprising that there's 38 of them and the number of children that are in need on the island.
Well, I've heard there was a UNICEF did a survey of Spain.
Yes.
It was some time ago, and I don't know if this number has changed, but 1 in every 4 children is classified as living close or in or close to poverty.
Yes, yeah.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. That means there's a lot of families out there that are struggling.
They are.
And whatever time of the year it is, it's a whole year thing. So with these children, I mean, the homes, are the children are living in the homes? These 38?
Many of these homes are run by IMAS, which is the social services here.
Yes.
They provide the essential things,
for life.
Food, bed, some clothing.
Yes.
But JOYRON tries, every year JOYRON buys Christmas presents for the kids.
Right. Yes.
And during COVID, we couldn't get into the children's homes.
Right.
So instead of buying Christmas presents, and I used to dress up as Papa Noel, give them out to the kids.
Yeah.
What we did then for the years of the COVID, and we continued it actually, we buy a jumbo gift for the home. And it's not something for the actual administration, it is for the children.
Yes.
A smart TV,
Right.
a trampoline, PlayStations and games, etc.
Yes.
Because it was so difficult to try and get into the homes, and now you've got 420 kids,
Yes.
450 kids.
Yes. Yeah.
I've got a lot of work to do. I need more than one sleigh and 8 reindeers, you know.
I mean, it's amazing how many children are in need in this small area, let alone mainland Spain or the rest of Europe. I mean, and the work that you're doing, and I've heard from a number of people of the fine work, of the great work that you do, and the charity work, and the money that you raise, all goes to these charities.
Yeah, 100% of the money we raise does actually go to the children. Okay, if we hold an event and we raise 15,000 in the event, but to put on the event is 5,000.
Yes.
The balance that we make, 100% goes to the children.
Yes.
The administration costs of actually running the foundation are privately funded.
Right.
I basically fund it with my own money.
Okay.
Because I want to be able to say to anybody that makes a donation, okay, you donate €500, that €500 goes to the children.
Yes.
100%.
Yes. Yeah. And that's so important. So important for the people to realise that their money is helping. It's not just going to other things. Yeah. And as you said, you must be audited as well and checked. So on that side of things, it's all.
Have a tax accountant and everything. Annual accounts are presented. Well, I report quarterly, and the tax accountant goes through it all.
Yeah.
If we get a pure donation from an individual, as long as there's no tangible benefit going back to the individual, it's a pure financial donation.
Yes.
We can issue a Spanish tax deductible donation certificate for the amount of money that is being donated.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And you said about the money that you're putting in, but how are other people putting money into the charity?
We have events. We have an annual gala dinner. We have about 250 people.
Right.
Mark Fosh supports us with that, and also Think Insomnia. And it's a good party night. Starts at about 7 o'clock in the evening with a reception, and then we break and go into the dining room, and we have a 3-course dinner with wine, etc. We run an auction, we run a raffle, we have a band, we have a stage. And we're dancing until 1:30 in the morning.
Right.
So we're having fun.
Yes.
But at the same time, we're doing the essential thing of raising money for these kids.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's one way we have money. We just had a family fun day and go-kart race day at the Magaluf racetrack.
Yeah, I saw the photos of that. Yeah.
We've just got, I think it's about a 4-minute video of the whole thing. That raised 15,000 net money.
Yeah.
So we try to do fairly big events.
Yes.
In fact, this afternoon I was, and yesterday I've been talking to someone about doing our second Innovation and Art Expo.
Okay. Yes.
The first one was a bit of an experiment.
Yep.
We made some money,
Yes.
but the next one, number 2, which hopefully will be May next year, will be a bump up on
Right. Fantastic. Oh, that sounds great. Good. So you've got more events coming up all the time.
Always looking for events. I mean, we look for corporate sponsorship to help us with these events.
Yes.
We look for private and company donations.
Yes.
as long as they're paid by bank transfer. They're normally fundable once they're paid. Tax deductible donation certificate. We have the events where we raise money, and then what we do though quite a bit is we actually have one of our board members is actually an architect.
Right.
And one says, why have you got an architect as a board member?
Yes.
I like to, as well as doing the individual things to help the children, I like to find a project where I can build something.
Right.
And build it and then donate it. I don't want to run it because I want to get on to the next project and the next one.
Sure.
But if there is an organisation that can run it, then we will design it. We will get the architect does the work, all free of charge. He's a great guy. He's Spanish.
Yes.
And we get the building license approval, and then we project manage the build of it. When it's finished, we formally donate it to whoever is going to run it, with the understanding, a memorandum of understanding, that it will be kept as what we presented it as for a period of 7 to 10 years.
Right.
But then we're not only helping children of today in need, I like to look that we're also helping children in the future who are going to be in need. We built an aquatic centre for Spasa. We put a full cinema into Son Spasas in the palliative care unit. So the kids that are in there who are life-threatening illness, they can actually go to the cinema.
Right.
Doesn't matter whether they've got a stand with infusion
drip or things
pipe or whatever, or they're in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
They can go to their own cinema, and it couldn't be any closer to the actual palliative care ward. It's right next door to it.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, that's amazing. So much work that Ron's doing, the JOYRON Foundation are doing, and we're going to find out some more in a moment. We're just going to take a quick commercial break, and before we do, please like, share and subscribe below, and we'll be back with you soon.
Thank you.
Check your email. It just went on the market. Knowing how much this house means to you, I put together an offer. It's so good to see you. I have to show you something. Are you ready?
Hey, welcome back to the Becoming podcast. We have Ron with us, chatting to us about the JOYRON Foundation, and the wonderful work that they do. So, Ron, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me here today. I'm really enjoying it.
No, it's wonderful, really. How did you feel about setting up this foundation? I mean, what was the driving force? You said it was the children, but for you to get involved, why set it up?
Well, I suppose it really goes back to my own personal childhood. I'm from the UK, and I have to admit my own personal childhood was not fantastic. Life could have been much better. Okay, I had a life better than some, but it wasn't fantastic.
Right.
And I started doing some charity work in the UK. I belonged to Round Table. And I suppose that got me into the flavour of doing charity work.
Right.
But then my career took off, and I didn't really have time to do very much more charity work. But when I came to the island, I wanted to do something, and I didn't want to just hang up my boots. So I decided to do some charity work here, and I thought, well, I'm sure there are many children on this island who could have a better life than what they have. A child normally is the environment and circumstances they find themselves in, it's not their fault.
Right.
It's the environment, or it's the parents haven't looked after the child, or they've got cancer. I mean, you know, you see a 4-year-old with cancer, you know, what's that child done?
Yes.
Why does that child have cancer?
Yes.
It's just unfortunate circumstances.
Yes.
So whatever you can do to make their life more comfortable, give them those elements of joy, etc. I know I mentioned earlier on about Christmas gifts. To actually see the smile in the face of the child. I had one child once, I gave out the Christmas presents, I was dressed as Papa Noel, put his arms around my leg, didn't open his present, and he had his arms locked around my leg for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And he was just saying, I want to be with Papa Noel.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Brings tears to your eyes.
Yeah.
Brings tears to your eyes.
Yeah.
And so anytime I can help a child.
Yeah, definitely. And
that's-
as you said, it's not just the present, but it's the touching, it's the contact.
It's the feeling of being wanted
Yes.
for what you are.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I don't want sympathy or anything, but I lived through a childhood where I didn't really get many hugs and many, you know.
No. Weren't listened to.
And I've been fortunate in life. I went into the banking career. I'm not sure if I'm proud to be an ex-banker, but I went into the banking world and I was in it for 45 years, and life has treated me well.
Yes.
So it's payback time.
Yeah,
It's
that's wonderful.
payback time.
That's lovely. And the work that you're doing, you must be forming a group or a community around you and the foundation. Is that what's...
Yeah, I've got four fellow officers, and I have around about 20 volunteers.
Yes.
Some volunteers are quite active.
Yes.
Some volunteers are medium. Some volunteers I wish I saw them a little bit more often, if you understand what I mean.
Sure.
So the foundation is always looking for volunteers.
Okay.
It's, you know, if there's anybody out there who watches this and, I might be interested, then I'd love them to get in touch with me.
Fantastic. And we'll have those details below as well, the best way to get hold of Ron and the foundation. That's probably the easiest way. You also have a shop, a web shop.
We have a web shop. We have a lot of items on the website. You know, you can get a T-shirt with, you know, the JOYRON logo on it, or you can get a mug. Or one of the things what we're doing for Christmas this year, but I don't have these on the web. I have something similar, but I'm working at the moment with CleanWave, who look after the keeping the sea, the Mediterranean and the beaches clean of plastic and such like. And this year, we're not buying the jumbo gifts that I referred to earlier on. This year, we're actually buying an insulated drinking flask in stainless steel.
Yes.
And each flask will have the JOYRON logo on it, and it will have the child's name, Christian name, and initials on it. So it's a personal gift to the 420, 450 children that we're giving them out. And then, as I speak, the spreadsheets and the names, they're all being done at the moment. I think the first batch gets run off next week.
Oh, right. Wow. Yeah. So they're going to be all
they're all going to be available for Three Kings.
Yes. Oh, wow. Fantastic. Yes. Yeah. Because I've been in Spain, we celebrate Three Kings here as well as the Christmas, but the Three Kings will be the main one.
Yeah, Three Kings
that comes through from there.
Yeah.
With the foundation as well, you're looking after these homes and all these children. How do they get hold of the foundation? Is it through a government department that they contact?
Well, I contacted IMAS.
Yes.
And gradually over the years, I have built up, it's not a very nice thing to say, but I built up a portfolio of children's homes.
Right.
I mean, this year I found, whereas last year I think I had 34, this year I've got 38.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Some of the homes, the children are not youngsters. They're, you know, sort of 15, 16, 17, 18.
Sure.
But they still need to find their way in life.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
And anything you can do to help them, then let's do it.
Yeah, yeah. And at that age as well, very much needing the support, because is it a certain age where they have to go out into the community and find their own way, or is it like 18,
well,
17, 18?
There's a couple of other charities that very much, I did mention up to 18 sort of thing. We officially go up to 16, but they do go up to 18.
Okay.
And there are other organisations on the island which then help with education of the children. I don't touch upon education of the children. And also finding them a career path, you know, and helping them to find work, etc.
Yes.
You can't do everything.
No, no,
you know?
no.
So I think it's much better to focus on one aspect and let other people focus on other aspects.
Yes.
I do not do food banks.
Right.
There are food banks on the island.
Yes.
Okay. Why duplicate?
Yes.
Let the food banks do the food banks. They do a very good job.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Yes. I've got friends who volunteer for the food banks, and they are amazingly busy every day.
Yeah.
And again, as you said, that's a separate entity altogether from what you do. I mean, when you started this and what you're doing now, have you had to make some quite major changes into your lifestyle by doing this almost like a full-time occupation?
Yeah, my wife sometimes says to me, she says, "You've never retired." I said, no. I always used to have a motto in my life. I'm a great believer in mottos, and I will give you another motto, but I'll give you this one.
Yep.
The day I stop learning is the day I go into my box.
Right.
While I can still learn,
Yes.
and I'm learning all the time,
Yes.
and fine,
Yes.
so let's function.
Yeah.
I'd rather do that.
Yep.
Okay, so yes, I don't have a lot of spare time in my life, but I'm happy doing what I'm doing.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And I would not be happy just laying in the sun or play around at golf and
Yes.
you know, sleeping or whatever.
Yes.
I mean, my sleep pattern is a little bit up here and down there, if you understand what I mean. But I'm okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And the old saying of use it or lose it. You're very much using it, using your body, using your mind. You're looking great. I'm not going to tell everyone how old you are. You can do. I'll let you say that.
I'm 81 years of age.
Fantastic, really. So active, so fit. And the mind mentally as well.
Well, I was
so
fortunate. I had a biological test of my body.
Yes.
And they said, biologically, you are 69.
Wow, fantastic.
So I thought, okay, I've got 12 years, you know,
I'm
only 69, I'm not 81.
It really is testament to the work that you're doing. What other things, what other areas are you in or helping in with yourself or the foundation?
I think I've covered most of what we do. As I said, I'm working on a new idea at the moment, and maybe what I want to do at the moment, we're very much focused in the southwest part of the island.
Yes.
But there are other parts of the island, and I'm working with my team at the moment to let's find various towns around the island, not little villages. I'm talking about a town that can have somebody working in that area as a volunteer, as an activity team, to serve the community in that area.
Right. Yes.
But doing it through JOYRON.
Right. Okay.
So we will give the infrastructure. We will maybe even use some of our money to support it, or let them raise money.
Yes.
And okay, we will, if money's raised in Alcudia,
Yes.
and Alcudia, okay, if it's raised in Alcudia, let's spend it in Alcudia.
Yeah, sure.
Unless, of course, Alcudia raises so much money, we can distribute it somewhere else.
No.
But let's try and work in serving each of the main areas around, not just the southwest.
No. And to keep it local, as you said.
Yeah.
Support and keep it local.
So that a company in Alcudia knows anything that it donates into that unit is going to be spent in the Alcudia area.
Yeah.
I'm only using the name Alcudia just as an example.
Sure. No, that's fantastic.
We haven't set it up yet, but we're working on it.
Yeah.
So if there's any people out there who are interested in that concept, get in touch with me, please.
Fantastic. Is there one thing that you'd like people who are watching the podcast to take away from what you're sharing with us today?
I did say I like mottos, and I do have a motto which I've started to use this year, and I'd like people to really think about it. We, JOYRON Foundation, cannot help everybody, but everybody can help somebody.
Right.
Whether you do it through JOYRON Foundation or whether you do it through any other network or organisation, always think, if you're comfortable, why not help somebody who needs to be helped?
Yes.
And that motto seems to have gone quite well this year.
Yeah.
And I'd like to build on that more.
Right. Yeah. Fantastic.
I'm working on a project at the moment together with a gentleman by the name of Larrick Ebanks. He unfortunately contracted COVID when he was at the time of COVID. And this guy, he was in a coma for 3 months, and he was in hospital recovering after that for 8 months.
Right, yes.
And he still has to be regularly checked for respiratory needs, etc. He's a great guy, and he decided that he would like to buy an ECMO machine for sinus spasms. And this ECMO, they have 2, I think, at the moment, but they'd like to have a 3rd one.
Right.
It's not just used for COVID, it's used for revitalisation, rejuvenation of the blood, and reoxygenising it, etc. And he wants to get a hold of one and donate it to sinus spasms. So JOYRON Foundation is assisting him wherever they can.
Yes.
We are going to do some of the funding. We put up 15,000 to get it going. We want just over 70,000. He's already raised about another 15,000. So, okay, there's 40,000 still out there begging, if you understand what I mean. So, fine.
Yeah.
1,000 people put up 20 euros each.
Yes.
We got another 20,000.
Exactly. Exactly.
What's 20 euros these days?
Yes.
A few beers in the pub, and that's it.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's wonderful, fantastic, and very worthwhile causes as well. It really is. And how can the people get in contact with you?
Right, we do have a website, so anybody can check out some of what I've been saying. The website is www.joyronfoundation.org.
Okay.
So they can look at the website. It's available in 6 languages. You just go in and select the language you want.
Right.
It actually comes up in English, but you can get it in Spanish, French, German, Italian, Dutch, and also Russian, because there are a lot of Russian people on the island.
Sure, yes.
So that's available. We have an email address, which is info@joyronfoundation.org.
Okay.
And anyone can write to me. All emails come into me, and then if I need to distribute them out, but they all come into info@joyronfoundation.org, ends up on my computer.
Right, sure.
So it comes to me, and then, okay,
Yes.
I've got this to do and this to do. Hey, can you look after this?
Yeah.
But anybody who wants to donate, or anybody who wants to volunteer,
Yes.
or any company that wants to get involved in sponsoring an event or something like that, they're the channels.
Yeah.
And if you look at the website, it also has my mobile on there.
Yes.
We're based here in Palma. We keep administration costs to a minimum.
Yes.
Basically, my desk in my home is my office.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, I don't know really what to say. I mean, thanks just really isn't enough for the work that you're doing and you're providing for the community here. Such a big heart and such a wonderful foundation, and I really do thank you for coming and sharing that with us. It's been lovely.
Well, I thank you for giving us the opportunity to do that. Some people say to me sometimes, Ron, you don't take thanks easily. You get a bit shy when someone starts thanking you. Yes, I suppose I do. But I very much appreciate any support from any avenue.
Right.
It all helps us to help the children in need.
Yeah, fantastic. It's wonderful. And we're putting all the details down below in the description, how to contact Ron and the foundation, and his team. So please do what you can, because it's such a hugely worthwhile foundation to be a part of and to support. Before we go, again, thank you very much to the Hotel Boutique Leonardo for having us here. Please like, share and subscribe down below, and I look forward to joining with you again with more guests that do some fantastic things for the world on the island here and internationally. So I look forward to being with you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.